Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. Pete is out of here.
He's out of here.
Adios.
Last episode ever.
This is it. Last episode of Pete. I have a feeling we might never see him again.
Probably not.
The odds are high.
Odds are high. So we're going to have a real heart-to-heart. Look, one thing about Group Chat is we don't mind putting our business out there. We're going to go ahead and have the heart-to-heart combo with Pete here on air.
Yes.
So hopefully somebody, maybe if you're out there, you're thinking about quitting your job. I don't know. Maybe you learn something.
Yeah, maybe you stay.
Yeah, maybe you stay.
Maybe you call and say never mind.
First.
Yeah.
And for everyone's information, that this was the real heart-to-heart. We didn't have this off air.
Yeah,
No.
that's it. This is
I had a couple
real...
separate ones with you guys, but like
Not me.
nothing all together. No, well, you just here for recordings.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
So this is his exit interview live on air.
And to give people background, Pete joined us to this day 2 years ago.
Did you plan that?
No.
Jesus.
It literally is like
And he was fresh off of
fresh off
University of Cheeseheads,
Wisconsin Madison.
Wisconsin
Top
Madison.
25 public school. We'll just put that out there.
Yeah, and here he is. So then you did a little extended college here at
Group Chat U.
Group Chat U.
Yeah.
And now you're off into the world with your doctorate.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
We'll wait to find out where his doctorate is.
Yeah. He has a doctorate for something, and he has a little bag of Bitcoin, and Dogecoin, and he's headed out into the world. All right, let's get into it. And then, of course, we're going to follow that up with a bunch of news. Who's ready?
Let's go.
I guess me.
Let's talk, Pete.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Fucking Pete, right?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
So here we are. As you can see, on his way out, he's gotten very bold.
Yeah, entitled.
He pulled up a chair.
Yeah, God forbid, 2 years later, I finally.
So he has a chair and a mic over here behind the editing station.
Yeah.
But today he decided he deserved a spot on camera.
Well, Tim suggested this yesterday.
I did.
I will make that full transparency.
I'm not buying it.
Who are you to suggest?
Who the hell?
What does Tim think he is?
Jeez, you guys working together?
Yeah.
So this is Pete's last episode.
Pete's last. It's a farewell episode.
Pete, we
All
gotta
right,
get
goodbye.
into it. All right, let's ready for some news.
And on to some news.
Some news. Something worth talking about.
This is the part I was most shocked about yesterday, is that not that you're leaving, not that any of that stuff, but that you claim that it's not because of your Dogecoin holdings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe it.
I say 2%. So it is so.
I call BS.
2%. I think it's
50.
75.
No.
Okay.
No.
I think it's 50.
So let's ask a straight up question.
Yes.
Will you be earning more at Costa Brava or less? Salary, cash.
It would. Well, that's
Guaranteed.
I was hourly, so I didn't even have a salary.
I know, but okay.
Technically less,
Okay.
but then based on hours would be different.
So what are you going to do with those other hours?
Oh, so your complaint at 5'4" was that your hours were too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
Well, that was the not.
So you
being
wanted more
able-
money, less hours.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a way to
That's
do that
same, yeah.
respectively. So it was. I would technically be earning less money, but then it would still be fulfilling that then with more freelancing stuff.
And I was surprised to hear that the main concern was group chat.
Yeah.
The main rub. I thought group chat
yeah.
was great.
Group chat is 6 days a week for me.
We made you
Wait.
famous.
Wait, I'm confused. He told me it was because he was getting pulled in too many directions with e-com shoots. Josh is hitting him up. Someone else is hitting him up.
concern was group chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a full-time.
Yeah, that's
This
why
is
I
a
hired
full-time
you.
thing in the first. Yeah, I know. It's like 9,000 other things.
For it.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works. Yeah.
So group chat is the problem.
Yeah.
What are you going to say to all the Kathys who cared about you?
Well, that I care about them too. And that this isn't goodbye.
What
I
is
think
it?
it's a goodbye.
No, because
goodbye.
it's not
We're
a
back to
goodbye.
Chad.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
what
just
do you
talking about
think?
Chad.
Chad, you know,
Chad is back
Chad,
on.
has
No.
Chad been here?
Yeah.
When's the last time you visited?
Chad. I just go back to the audience. That's all I do. I don't
what?
take it. I just go back to the audience.
So I'm
That's
curious.
where I came from.
All right, so let's break this down.
Go
'cause
back to
I
where you
was
came
under
from.
the impression-
Go back to the bleachers.
I was under the impression that you were getting pulled in too many directions from the different brands. And now I'm being told by Drama that it was group chat.
Yeah, mainly. The main rub.
Well, yeah.
He was being pulled in too many directions, but the main concern, the main time suck.
And Costa. That's going to be that'll be the main focus. That's the thing. Is I can't do all this and that. That would be the main focus. So,
But group chat was the problem.
yeah, but then you make me seem like such a bad. I think I'm going to go back to that. Of the
whole
road.
time I thought we were good. I thought we were
No,
smiling.
it's nothing
I thought we were
about
creating content.
nothing bad about group chat.
Well, it sounds like it.
No, it was all great. It's just you make decisions at the end of the day.
And so,
All right, so walk us through. All right, you're 24 years old.
Yeah,
I feel like you learned 10 years worth of knowledge in about
Yes.
10 months during the pandemic being around us.
Yes.
Yeah, keep going because I have a question about that.
Yeah, you've learned so much by specifically the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because no one was in the office. It was just me and Dee.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you got a college education.
And you just come over and ask me questions about stocks and
I know.
crypto and this and that.
Uh-huh.
And you had my ear for hours a day.
You know how many people wanted that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just walking away. He's
And
like,
you
well,
have-
guess what? I'm only getting smarter.
What do you think? I'm like,
Richer.
every day I'm like, am I making the right choice?
I mean, you could just be Maverick's photo guy and
Yeah.
take six figures.
Yeah.
See?
It's true. And go to Yellowstone Club.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we talk after this.
And then I'd be like, hey, have you heard of
Yeah.
Cardano?
That was going to be my question. Do you think that you would have the investment portfolio you have without?
No. I didn't even know what investing was.
Do you worry? So here's my thing. I think you're great. I think you're great. We've had a lot of young people, come in and out of here. I think Pete is uniquely great.
Yeah.
But in my head, what I pictured you were going to do is you were going to stick around for probably minimum another year, maybe maximum 2. And then you were going to sail with a real sort of knowledge base and investment portfolio and some great contacts because we've introduced you to all of our people as well into like a really great situation and sail off. Are you worried that you're pulling the trigger too early?
No.
Prematurely?
No, because I
blowing your
didn't
load.
want to do it off the coattails of you guys. And that's just more of, I think of...
Then you have to delete your Robinhood.
no,
What does
that's
that
different.
mean? You don't want to do that?
I think we talked about it too, but it's like career and everything. Like as much as the connections, and they are, and I have gotten great connections from you guys. I'm very thankful for.
I mean, you went
But-
Costa through Taylor, who you met.
well,
through
yeah,
here.
technically, yes.
Yeah, so you are.
So in a way, it's kind of like,
I mean, there's
am I
no
making,
way to operate in this city without it somehow being
Yes.
related.
Yeah,
Right, I
You
understand.
can't spell the Costa without coat.
We put the coat in Costa.
But no, so I think but the more, I don't know, I felt weird about it. It was more like, wow, there was this connection in that way. I didn't want it to be like one of you guys is good friends and all of a sudden
Why
I
not?
leveraged.
I feel like you could have went and worked at like WME with Jad or something.
Well, hey, who knows? Jet sent me an
Wait,
email.
I'm actually really curious. What's the hesitation of using people you work with? Not using, but leveraging relationships. That's the whole way
Well,
you get
game.
ahead.
Yeah, in a way. Well, but I think that still could work for me when I'm not just leveraging right now a job off of those people. I think there's always leverage later. It's always asking in the right time and right opportunity. But for me, this felt like the right scenario and situation.
Because you feel like you're doing it yourself.
Yes.
And you're like starting from the ground up kind of.
Right.
Oh, so you think we were just giving you too many lobs?
No, I just didn't want everybody else to see it as a lob or for me just to take a lob.
Well,
Like
no,
that-
that's
that's
why
business.
you came here
Right,
to
right.
sit next to us
Right.
for lobs.
Sure.
Lob City.
Yeah,
Red Clippers.
yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
I get it.
exactly.
Right. And maybe this ends up being the worst decision of my life. Now that you guys have put me into this hole.
So, I mean-
but maybe not. I don't know. But like,
Got it.
I mean,
But
I
it
think
just sounds
either
like there's
way.
this element of like you want to feel like you did it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, either way. No
I
offense
think
to you
you-
guys, but it's
you
like
did
end
do
of
it
the day,
yourself.
it's
You did
either
do it yourself, even if you leverage our relationships.
Right. So I'll just continue. I just want to continue that, and this felt right, and the timing, and the time I had to spend pushing towards Costa and that whole image or that whole.
So explain to people
idea.
what Costa Brava is
And what your
for
job
the-
there will be.
Yeah, that would be more of like head of brand and digital, and
Well, what
really
are they? What are they? Start at scratch.
for what?
What is
What is
Costa
Costa
Brava?
Costa Brava cocktails is a zero carb, zero sugar.
None of the
premium-
beverages that we
No.
happen to have on the table
No,
today.
it's a
We
premium
have 7
can.
spritzers on
Yes,
the table.
but
Okay.
those are all seltzers.
Seltzers.
Technically,
Okay.
This is a canned cocktail. So a lemon drop, a cranberry, a vodka cranberry, and then a margarita, which is a brand new flavor. It tastes fantastic.
Okay.
But the zero carb, zero sugar is the big turn. And then on top of that, it's actually made, instead of with the malt liquor that we've dissed so much, including Travis Scott's disgusting, had it again this weekend, spit it out, threw it away. So
Good
gross.
ad, nice ad. Lead
But
with an
it's
ad.
made with premium alcohol.
Okay, now what's your job there?
That would be head of digital and brand. It really isn't like a real. It's kind of like here.
It's not a real job.
So you hang out with a camera, get good content.
But right, it'd be running all socials, designing everything digitally, flyers, banners, all that.
My perception of Costa Brava, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
It's a traveling frat party.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 100%.
How much did that sway your opinion?
that was the 50%.
Got it.
Not the Robin Hood Holdings.
50% is traveling frat party.
Yes.
2% is
future.
Doge.
Right.
And then 48 is possible upward mobility.
Sure. If you want to break it down like that.
I could see, Jason, who's our new intern, and Tim just smiling ear to ear. They're going to hear about the next DeFi token and be driving Bentleys in a fucking
Yeah.
Pull up
I'm
on
gonna
Pete and
be
be like, hey, shoot this.
My
bitch.
car's going to be broken down and I won't have any money to fix it.
Can you take a picture, bitch?
Post this on the page, bitch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can only hope that happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Can I ask you this, Pete? What's long-term goal? Like, where are you at in 5 years?
No idea. I didn't think I'd be here in 2, so.
Alive or in LA?
Well, both.
Okay.
From where I come from, I'm just lucky to be alive.
So no plan. So there's no like big goal of like, I want to be a brand guy. I want to be a social guy. I want to be a...
You must
I
have
would be a
something.
brand guy. Yeah, brand guy for sure, I guess.
So what do you do? You brands hire you to do
Well,
branding?
that's going to look different. Going full-time then with Costa is the eventual goal. And then with that, it would begin on the ground floor. If everything works out well, you sell off the company in 3 to 5 years per se, with all that in mind. Then after that, I have
So you
no
want
idea.
equity?
Well, yeah, I'd get equity. Oh, I'm not leaving. I don't get equity.
Whoa.
Well, you already left. So just
Don't worry about me.
this?
Yes.
Have you talked this
Don't
over?
worry. Yeah.
Okay.
There were certain things I had to check before.
Okay,
I
so
left.
you're
I'm not
thinking maybe
moving like a
this
dummy.
could be like, you could cash out
Sure.
here.
Right. Well, there's an opportunity for it.
And so you started here days after graduating from college.
I actually, to the day today, 2 years.
Wow.
I landed yesterday and we went to a run club. It happened to be Saturday or Sunday. And you told me to show up with the camera the next day.
But how long after you graduated did you start? Did you show up to that run club?
2 weeks.
I
maybe
think
3.
I hired him. I
You
called
hired
him
me
and said,
second
he's like,
week of
well, I'm
May.
graduating college next week. I'm like, fine, come the next day.
And where did you come from? Like, why did you know who we were?
Listen to the podcast. That's why I'm saying I'm going back to the audience. I had listened for like a year up to that point. Like I was listening to Short Story Long, which then led me to that. And I didn't want to.
So you started at Short Story Long. Then
because I didn't know who this guy right here was. I was like, who the fuck? This is
D. He's pointing
guy.
to D.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And you kept saying, I do the show with my friend D. You guys should listen to a group chat. I was like, I don't want to hear this guy.
Oh,
more
in my
than I
ad
have
read.
to.
Yeah, he's like, there's
Right.
no Indians in Wisconsin.
And I was like,
Wait a minute.
yeah. And then it led me to, then DMing him because I looked at you, and this is a true story.
Yeah.
It's like, I DM'd you, I think. I raced him. So we just didn't have that
man, I was
evidence.
gonna look through
Yeah,
right now.
no. I raced him. There's no way.
Okay, so you DM'd me. I didn't respond.
got mini horse?
It's the most cringe. It's the most cringe shit in the world. But then I was like, well, do I get the guy with, what do you have, 1.2 million or whatever you have for followers?
Yeah.
Or do I get the guy with 20,000? So I was like, I have a
Smart.
better chance with this guy.
Smart.
So
Yeah.
sure enough, he answers his DMs.
Yep.
And then I will just will that into Chad leaving and then me being like,
He had
I'm
shown up
graduating.
6 months prior
Yes,
to being
that as well.
hired. He was here in LA in December.
Came to Run Club.
No, I think he just came to the office.
No, yeah, my ex-girlfriend is from here. So we were coming back through this way, just through West Hollywood.
So you stopped by.
Yeah.
So you
I was
said,
like,
hey, if you ever
got
need...
15 minutes, love to chat.
Got
I
it.
pretty much asked him for direction in life. I was like, I'm about to graduate. I don't know where the fuck to go or what to do. He's like, I don't really know either. But he's like,
Yeah.
try this, try that.
So how much of you leaving is you showed up here just on a whim 2 years ago? It turned out great, I would say,
Oh, yeah.
compared
fantastic.
to what your expectations were.
Yeah.
And then
I
you're
could've
like,
taken a
wow, I
shitty
just made
internship
like
anywhere
crazy
and learned
decisions
nothing.
2 years ago. So let's just make another crazy decision now.
Bit of it, yeah.
Huh.
I just gamble on myself at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the root of like, it sounds like you feel like you've learned
I've learned a lot.
a lot,
Yeah.
but you're maxed out on time and you want
Yeah.
to take what you've now learned to go try to fly out of the nest
Yeah.
and get in early at
Yeah.
a company, get an exit,
Yeah.
roll it all
hopeful
into
is.
Doge and ass.
Yeah. Common.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then see what happens.
Yeah.
Got it.
Why not? I mean,
Plus-
why not? Otherwise, no offense to anybody. It's like you choose like a really exciting and challenging life, or you sit in comfort. And I think it more was comfort in a way too.
But here's what worries me about that. I think you're right. But what worries me about that is the 50% that you like the traveling frat party.
Well, no, I think we should pick
here.
that apart a little bit more.
Okay.
It's not exactly that. I mean, if you get people to taste your stuff, how do you get them to taste it? If it's an alcohol, a lot of it has to do with partying. I get that, but that's not my like sole decision. Or I mean, that's just a great component of it. But I just
wonder what part of like are you choosing comfort because the work is more fun?
There's that proponent to it, but if you think about the whole thing, if there's any exits to be made, anything, there has to be so much more work to be done. So it's because I understand that.
Because here's the reality.
It's not just fun.
Here's the reality of a lot of people in your shoes that, I've had thousands of employees at this point that have left with these grand aspirations of being either an entrepreneur or being on their own or trying something new. All for that, encourage that, want people to evolve, but don't expect people to be lifers. The thing about it is,
you guys want to give me equity?
In what?
I know.
Which one?
Yeah. Which one? And I think the challenge, and the thing is I understand this equity, the ownership angle. I get it. I'm there right with you. What you quickly realize is, because you're effectively joining a startup, right? You're going to have to work 2 to 3 times as hard as you did here. And with no understanding of what success looks like yet, right? It's kind of like a crapshoot. And we've had a lot of employees work here and saying, I want to strike out on my own. And they will have moments of success. But what you learn as an entrepreneur is that it's fucking hard. I was talking to our buddy the other day in a chat, and he was saying he had a rough week. And I said, I'm the wrong guy to give you motivation. You should quit. You should give up and go
get a job.
No, the joke was basically like, I would never wish being an entrepreneur onto someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it is brutal.
Yeah.
It's physically, mentally brutal. It's exhausting. Yes, it's fun, and the highs are highs. The lows are low, very low. And I think
Jesus.
No, it's the truth.
I get it.
It's the truth. It's like
I think across all our businesses, we've experienced lows that if we actually described them, people would feel.
I'd have a GoFundMe.
It'd be the greatest ad for college ever.
Have you ever thought about 4 years of just
go get an MBA and be a manager at Procter & Gamble?
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Listen to our stories.
Yeah.
I mean, the University of Phoenix should sponsor this podcast.
But, we joke a lot about Pete, and I'll tell you one thing I actually learned during the pandemic is the guy has a work ethic.
Yeah, he works very, very hard.
He's a star.
Pete's
Pete's probably top 5 young people that have came through here.
100%.
Early pandemic, it was just me and Pete.
Thousands of people.
It was just me and Pete in the office. Even Dee was locked down a little more. I think Haley was pregnant at the time, so you were pretty locked down. And it was just me and Pete in the office. And any time of the day, Pete was here.
Yeah.
He's
I don't know if he was working on our stuff or other
maybe
side projects.
Did you know he was designing?
What do you think I've been doing this whole time?
No, but Pete works his ass off, and I think the pandemic, when you could have worked from home, you could have pulled the shenanigans. Who knows who's working, who's not working?
Well, I tried to do that one day, like the first or second week. I was like, "Hey, D, I'm going to work from home tomorrow." He's like, "I don't really know about that." And then I did, and it was a terrible experience because nothing would load. I couldn't do the things I needed to do. So then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just going to go to the office." And I was at the office.
Yeah,
I never stopped going to the office.
That's the core of what worries me because I think you're so good.
Yeah,
I'm more critical of your decisions.
Sure.
And I think that is the epitome of what worries me is that this could be, now it's up to you to change it, meaning I'm not saying stay. I'm saying just make sure you don't let this happen. That this is your like, hey, I'm going to work from home moment again.
Yeah.
Where you need to make sure that there's someone holding you accountable to say, no, you're not. Because without a D riding you, I mean, part of the reason why you work so hard too is because you work so close to D, and D doesn't allow, when you're that close to him, if you're like on the outskirts of D, you can sort of get away.
Trust me,
we get away with a lot. But if he's paying
I've seen the people
attention,
that work sometimes.
like if he's paying attention, he's gonna. I
mean, prime example, Jason, who just joined the intern, gets a 6:30 a.m. text from me on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Like, just exactly.
I loved it. I was excited.
Hold on, Jason, who's our new intern,
the new Pete.
Yeah.
DM me to get the job. Is it because I had only 5,000 followers?
I gotta work down.
He's getting smarter. They're getting smarter every.
I mentioned. I think I said. I reached out to you because you're unverified, have 5,000 followers, but you're still a king. Don't worry. That's what I said.
Oh my god!
It worked.
That's incredible.
It works here.
Sweet talk, little sweet talk.
But see, the thing was for me, he wasn't even on the show yet.
That's true.
That's how I only knew. I mean, that would have been the easiest route.
Yeah. That's my only concern, right? Is that the same way you had the instinct to be like, hey, I'm going to work from home and try to.
Well, and it was more of the efficiency too. Like I couldn't export and downloading
you're
things.
not listening to his point.
But I get it. It's right. Holding accountable and work ethic or accountability. Right.
Yeah, and
right. That's setting myself up to be like, I got to stay on my shit.
Yeah.
But I think that's just like going off. That's like leaving the nest. It's kind of like, I don't have that holding now. I got to figure it out. That's more of a guy I am. Is like a figure it out guy. So it's like the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, what the fuck do I do? I was like, everything just locked down. We have a podcast and then figured it out from there.
Yeah.
But
what's the deal with Costa Brava as much as we can share? Like they're brand new.
Yeah, about 2 years old now.
So they're not like they're not.
No.
God.
We're launching. So Thursday I'm leaving. We're launching in Massachusetts and Rhode Island for the summer. Those are the first few states. We're distributed in California across all Smart and Finals. Well,
they are
growing right now. Huh?
Currently,
correct.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
so the first
I think
states
they're in like
outside
50 of the 110, and it's like so they just slowly roll out.
So the
They
first
can't do
states
it all
outside of California is Massachusetts
and Rhode Island, correct? Because liquor license, unless you get a major distributor, you have to get licensed every single state.
So you're just going to Boston and just get hammered.
Well, yeah, we have a launch party.
sure.
We have giveaways. Yeah, 100% I'm going to get smashed.
Be calm on the racial slurs. I know Boston's big on racial slurs.
Yeah.
Let's just
Look, I know how to
Pete
figure
leaves
this out.
us and he just drops.
Yeah,
Well,
full Boston.
it's very, apparently in this position, you just
Hey,
go full
Mark,
MAGA afterwards.
Mark, throw me another Costa.
I wonder what your alcohol intake will be over the next 12 months.
Yeah, I'm going to have to chill it out because I've been, more of like college. I can't do that anymore. Like I can't drink
You're
like
going
that.
back to college right now.
Yeah, essentially, and getting paid to do it. So,
Do you have a girlfriend still?
yes.
How's
Let's not
she
worry
feel?
her, okay?
How's she feel about the
She's
arrangement?
supportive.
Supportive.
Yeah.
I think that's why I had to go pick her up from there.
That's true.
You gotta
Babe,
keep-
listen.
Babe,
Just support me on this, okay?
No,
It's going to be
babe.
fine.
I'm
leaving
promise
the
you.
nest.
I'm not joining a startup. I'm joining a frat.
Trust me, babe, it'll be fine. I'm going to go to Boston for a quick weekend.
Yeah.
How long are you going to Boston for?
Thursday through next week sometime.
So you have no return
Well,
flight.
no.
This is why he's leaving, bro.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
type of itinerary.
Well, see,
well, that's the thing. Right, yes, because that's the thing. Is like the schedule is just undetermined.
Here's the
so
thing.
Yeah.
I can't. I would feel bad if I were to.
Just pipe down for a second.
You have one more day.
Shut the fuck up.
If you guys become an advertiser, we could treat you a little differently.
Yeah.
All that
trust me.
free behind closed doors Costa Brava. This fucker was setting them up.
Yeah, I mean, you know how expensive.
I had no plans then. This only happened very recently.
We already have a free ad today. Pete leaving is an ad for Costa Brava.
Exactly.
We don't even have the product. We have everybody else but them.
That's true.
All competing brands.
But the thing that I what's interesting and scary for young people is that young people make decisions more based around like emotion than they practicality. Like you're gonna go because like the thing that appeals you about Costa Brava, put aside like the opportunity to exit, which I'm sure you feel is a huge opportunity, is that like the lifestyle of Costa Brava is more fun than sitting in this office 6 days a week. That's a big part of it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because like Sunday afternoons, you have to sit here. But Sunday afternoon at Costa Brava, you're probably at the Whaler getting slammed.
Could be.
He's in Boston yelling racial slurs.
Fuck Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. I'm with the man who threw the
You're
bottle.
gonna see him throwing bottles, throwing pop, throwing Costa
just-
Bravas. That's his ad campaign.
Yeah, he's got Larry Bird jersey on.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, look, at the end of the day, it comes down to you, man. The responsibility is on you. I think the big thing when you leave a situation like this is you leave management being managed by people who understand what it takes.
Yeah.
Like I will say, Costa Brava guys, probably great guys. I don't know them well.
Yeah, they have no idea.
I would argue they don't know what it takes.
They have absolutely no idea.
Right? They might. They might
they
figure it out.
they can work hard and do
Aren't
that. But
those
yeah,
your bosses?
They might.
yeah, but like,
No,
would
he's
it
a
be a
partner.
reality? These guys are not. These guys haven't been in the alcohol industry for 15 years. I
But,
mean,
yeah.
it's all everybody's trying to figure it out. But it's like I'm willing to hop on that ship and let's figure it out together.
Sure.
And if we hit the moon, we hit the moon. And if we hit rock bottom, we hit rock bottom. It's one of the two.
What's your time frame of hitting rock bottom? Like when do you like, all right, this is rock
Well,
bottom?
you don't know.
I know, but how long will you drag it out?
You should put a window on yourself.
Oh, yeah, 3 to 5 years. I would say in that market.
wow.
I would say.
But
So you're
5 years, how
cruising
old
to
are you?
30.
How old are you?
25.
You're going to be 30 with a fucking hangover? Like, well, I guess this is rock bottom. D?
Well, I'm sure you'll know the trajectory of the company in like 3 years. At
Maverick
least.
needs some photos.
Hey, do you remember
Double B and T-ball then?
Yeah, you'll need a couple photos. $6 an hour. I'll take it.
So 30.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I didn't really have plans for this. I didn't.
These are the things you got to think about.
I
Right,
will
no, I
say
know.
here,
But we did say, like, I remember you guys saying at one point, you said for a job like this one, you said like 2 years. Now, 2 years would have been obviously wildly different had we not been in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like that would have been nuts because we were on a roll. There was momentum. Everything obviously had momentum and roll. But yeah, so who knows what 2 years would have looked like had it obviously not been. But I still think in 2 years I learned a lot of like hard skills being in this office, working every single day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one thing I'll tell you, and
I
I've
can
seen
still come to the group chat events, right?
No.
events,
You're
yes.
banned.
Okay.
You're banned from all Hwood properties.
This guy, the redhead, he's got a photo. Like,
Here's a
don't let
list
this
of-
guy in.
You're no longer allowed in Nobu, Malibu. You're
Yes.
not allowed in.
I will say, and this goes for people that, friends of mine that have actually had exits that have made a ton of money and they now lack structure and it fucks with their head.
Yeah.
I have friends who've literally gone
So
through
many-
this in the last
there's
12
countless
months.
stories.
So many
And they
people.
made their money and they live normal lives, but it literally, like, they're like, what do I do?
Yep.
What do you do from morning till night when you don't have structure? And I think that's for people who've made money. And I feel like without structure, when you haven't made it yet, that's probably even more dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, we know people who've done that too.
Yeah, we know plenty of people.
I can think of
of
a couple,
course.
right?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying that essentially this is the best I can equate it to. I think you're a great up and coming a player that has a great coach. And now now we're trying to see, are you Tom Brady and the coach doesn't matter? Or did that coach really make you sort of complete the picture of who you, right? And only time will tell, right? But I think that's how I see it. Some people leave and you're like, oh, they needed that structure, they needed that management, they needed
100%.
D riding them. Some people leave and you're like, wow, they were great.
Yeah.
I would say we've seen kind of the whole spectrum. We haven't seen many like absolute lottery ticket winners, but we have ex-employees who are doing very, very well by any metric. And we have some who planned to go start their own thing or have their own schedule, whatever, and it didn't quite work out. It's ran the whole.
Yeah. I mean, over a 20-year period, I've seen it all. And like, ultimately, people have chosen the path that makes them happy. That's what the takeaways. I spoke to a former employee the other day, two of them actually randomly. They had called me for something. And they were like, I always reference my time at 5-4 because it was the time where I got to learn the most. And I think that's just a function of how we run our business versus other people. We're very inclusive with the whole process, and you got to be privy to like our entire business,
Literally everything.
Everything. So I think the key now is taking what you learned and applying it to the different aspects of your new life. And it really comes down. It's as simple as the discipline, right? It's so easy when someone's not writing you what to do.
Yeah, it all comes down to the person, right? You can never
100%.
guess.
Yeah.
But that's my biggest warning is I think that there's this built-in sort of management when you work under D that once that's gone,
Right.
a year can go by and you can be like, shit.
What did I do all
What
year?
did I do?
Yeah.
Because that Sunday morning, 6:30 text, you're not getting. So you could wake up at 10, 11, 12, whatever. And you stack those and then
Day over
all of a
day,
sudden you're 30. You gain 40 pounds. And you're like, I guess this is rock bottom.
At least I'll know what rock bottom looks like if I get there. I'm like, oh, that weight's kind of starting to add up.
It'll be related to your weight. Will be a part of it.
That'll be a huge part.
Yeah.
Weight will be a teller.
But I also think there was an aspect to like how I came in. Well, sure, I still learned a lot of structure and a lot of skills. I think my work ethic has always been there. So I think that's just something, stick to it. I think that's really my
just
my
get structure. Just make sure you have structure. Make sure you wake up and you're just not like, what do I do today?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, because I know that's good for me. So that's what I've learned.
And Pete, I mean, during the pandemic, he's one of the only people I saw.
Yeah.
Saw him every day.
You're gonna miss
You're
him.
losing
I'm
a
gonna miss
friend.
Pete, of course.
How often do we see Pete now? Do we see him like once every few weeks for the next 2 months and then never again.
Yeah, I think the next 2 months
Probably.
we'll see him a lot because he's still going to do some work with the brands.
Yeah.
And then this party train is going to start because the summer is really kicking off. Like,
Look how excited he is.
He's
I mean, think about it. It's summer and it's a seltzer beverage.
Yeah.
He's gone. Gone.
Yeah.
And then September will be,
Hey,
college
D.
football season.
Okay.
College football season. They're going to be tailgating
Ohio
every
State,
week.
Michigan.
They're going to be tailgating.
go.
And then, we'll see him probably.
We'll see him in a winter group chat
We'll
event.
see like a winter group chat event. He'll pop his head in.
Well, I mean,
Similar. How many
once
times have we seen Chad? 0?
No, we saw him
Zero.
once.
Chad moved to Bali. I'm not moving to Bali.
Not at
Chad's
all.
been
literally
here
still
for
here.
You're moving
Yeah.
to Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it goes, though.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not on purpose. We'd love to see you.
Yeah.
You're always welcome.
Yeah.
You just won't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, your life will just move on.
Yeah, maybe I'll continue my structure here. I'll just keep coming to the office, but I'll just keep
I mean, a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
people
16
here.
brands here that none of them are under
Yeah, just
5-4.
come in here and work on Costa Brava.
Yeah, we'll just bring the whole team here. Yeah, We'll set up an office.
We wouldn't even know.
No,
So much empty
he's in the content room.
Yeah.
No one would ever know.
Huh. Well, interesting, man. This is what's interesting about, I feel like the way that we do things around here, we're very transparent. We're also very friendly, so when someone leaves, if you like them at least,
Yeah.
you have to accept that one of the homies
Yeah, he's gone.
you might not see.
Well, that's what everybody told me when I was kind of like playing with the idea. They were like, just don't make sure you don't leave on the wrong foot. So I think I did that well.
Yeah, because that would be bad.
Yeah, I was like, also, I'm not
Because
trying to fuck these
I'm
guys.
pretty
That's how you feel like-
vindictive and
I don't want to be
vengeful.
on
Holds
Dee's
grudges.
bad side. Yeah. I felt that from like day one. So I made sure I did that right.
You knew from day one.
Yeah, day one, I was like, I shouldn't fuck this guy over in any way.
Yeah.
Just work hard and shut up.
Got it. Okay. Well, listen, man, good luck. Any parting words to the Cathletes? Because they also will not be seeing you anymore, except for maybe in the form of us making fun of
Well,
your
I'll be back on
posts.
when Doge hits $1 because I'll have to be getting a tattoo. And then
On air.
I'll have to show the tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send in a clip.
So yeah, just so you know, you're not out of that bet. There's no
No.
world where you're
Oh,
out of
yeah.
that bet. Okay.
What's going to happen first? Pete bottoms out or Doge hits $1?
Wow.
They could have it at the same time. It could just be a...
Technically, they would have to happen opposite of each
Yes,
other.
I guess.
Yeah, that's 50-50. That's a coin flip.
I don't think Doge is hitting $1. So,
Oh, I think it is.
okay.
Any parting words to the Cathies? Keep in mind, from now on, I just want to be clear. I want to be honest because we're leaving on a good foot. From here on out, you just won't be able to defend yourself.
Yeah, I know. That's
So
what-
we'll be
that's-
making fun of you probably
right.
occasionally.
Yeah.
And we'll keep it clean.
This is the word I hated the most about being in the audience is before I came to work here. I always want to have 2 cents to say. And then I
Yeah,
actually got here
and
and
you
you
had
gave me
it.
a mic. And now I'm like, fuck you guys. I can say something.
Yeah, now you lost.
Now
it.
I'm back to the audience.
Yeah. So
not fun in the audience.
anything you want to say before you lose your voice forever?
Team Kathy or die. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good luck.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Appreciate it.
Easy on the alcohol.
Well, that's
Keep the
probably
weight
not
down.
Trying to.
And just keep Dee's voice in the back of your head saying, what the fuck are you doing?
Fucking idiot.
And you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that'll help build the structure.
Yes. Wish you best of luck. Hope you guys get that exit.
Yeah, of course.
Or rock
We're
bottom.
rooting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
We want you
Appreciate
to
it.
do well.
Okay.
I'll hook you guys up with some Costa.
I mean,
Yeah, it's been kind of.
that's the
it's
least
been a
you can
drought.
do.
Yeah,
They've been out of town. We've been producing it.
Uh-huh.
get
A lot
that
of work
supply
getting
chain
done
in
over
order.
there. Can't get 3 cases over
Yeah,
here.
to West Hollywood.
She
Yeah,
gets
just
12
in Marina.
cans.
God, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, if you're just smart in your local Smart and Final, you can also get it there.
I'll support the Smart and Final.
Yeah, why not?
Support Pete's future.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Pete. Get the F off camera for the last time.
Thanks, guys.
All right. On to the news.
Perfect topic.
We keep moving on.
We keep moving on. That's what we do. And let me tell you what a perfect transition, because one of our stories today just happens to be about the fact that employees have started loving this whole quarantine work situation, specifically working from home and the flexibility, so much that they are quitting their jobs rather than be called back into the office.
Not out of my cold, dead sweatpants.
Work from home. Yeah. Standing
Athleisure.
desk. Yeah.
Not out of my athleisure.
It's the sweats. You don't want to let go of the sweats. So, I mean, shocker. But I also feel like when you add on this with stimmy and unemployment, comfort, all those different things, I mean, this is why we're seeing no Uber drivers and things like that, right?
Yeah, I think Pete's doing the opposite. he worked in the office during the pandemic.
That's true.
And now that offices are back open, he's like, I'm working from home.
Yeah, that's true. He's like, I'm working from bars and nightclubs.
Bars and nightclubs.
And boats.
In third-tier cities.
He's the only person that 5 days a week, Pete's the only person 5 days a week showed up 9 to 6 to an office.
That's true, man. Pete, you kind
During
of
a
played this
pandemic.
backwards a little bit.
I just dealt with the cards I was dealt with. I don't think I had many options.
Okay, well, listen, it's not just Pete. There's Pete's all across the country.
Yeah, so there's like all these people in Bloomberg that when they're getting called back, they're choosing to quit. And a lot of 84% of people said the top benefit for remote working is no commute, 75% cost savings, 32% COVID exposure, 26% being away from family or pets.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Pets. Don't leave
And
that
then
puppy.
15%, this is the one I thought would be the highest, childcare responsibilities.
So pets are above children? You don't want to leave little friggin' kitty cat, but you don't mind if
Johnny.
little Johnny has to go to daycare?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I think the commute is actually the biggest reason why people are quitting, because people have realized how much time they were spending on commuting. Most people probably can't afford to live near wherever they work.
Yeah.
That's probably a common problem for most Americans. And so I guess the challenge is like, what industries are available to you if you want to work from home permanently?
Yeah.
Because all the big corporations, unless you're like an engineer at Google or a salesperson at, I don't know, like let's say alcohol company.
Sure. I'd say hit up DMP.
Yeah. I mean, most industries will go into some form of going back to work.
Yep.
And I think it's going to start slow, but then like it'll be in October and everyone's 5 days a week.
So tech companies, so Roblox, I have a friend's sister-in-law that works there. She's an engineer. And she was telling me that post-COVID, they're going to allow 30% of the team to work remote. Everyone else, 70%, have to at least be in some sort of hybrid perspective, like 3 to 4 days a week in the office. They need people meeting with their team. So Roblox is probably as like forward, innovative company, technology company you can think of.
Yeah.
And they're even saying 70% are in the office.
Yeah.
I mean, Google has already mandated that everyone has to be within driving distance of the office.
Yeah.
Even if there is a hybrid.
You need to come back in, pick up your unlimited pancakes, and play some ping pong.
Yeah. In our eyesight.
When we need to see you playing that ping
We
pong.
need to see the improvement in your game. We need to make
It's
sure
true.
Make sure you've gained at least 10 to 15 pounds.
It's improving, and you're drinking enough kombucha. Yeah, I think there's going to be this weird look. I think the same way that when everyone was transitioning to working from home, it was really rough and a lot of friction. I think the transition back to whatever the new sort of normal is will just be a longer transition, and it'll just be more friction until we settle again.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was like everyone was like, "How do I work from home? I don't have high-speed internet. I don't have a desk. I can't work from home. This is crazy." Now you're just going to have the new thing, and I think, look, it seems to me that of course, like we'll settle with more work from home than what we had in 2019, but it's not all work from home by any means. 70-30 as opposed to 95-5. Like, is that the difference? What's the difference of where it settles in 2022 as opposed to where it was in 2019? Remote versus in
So
office.
if you're saying 2019 was probably 95-5 in office. Yeah,
I'm saying it'll
70-30.
settle at 70-30.
I think it's 70-30 and a little more flexible work schedule.
I think
Like
it's going to be...
I don't think you're going to have even the in-office, like 9 o'clock, HR walking around, making sure everyone's at their desk. I think for most forward companies, that's probably never happening again.
I wonder,
But
I think you're right, but I wonder if you can't avoid it. Like if you start having people come in the office, naturally the next thing you're going to start doing is asking what time they got
because
there.
I mean, in our office pre-pandemic, we required everyone to be in by 9:30. 9:30, boom, everyone beelines for breakfast for an hour.
Yeah, it's
at
true.
the cafe.
You need to say 9:30 post breakfast.
Yeah, that's why people need structure, damn it. But no, whatever. I think that it settles somewhere, but I think the transition back to that will be a tough one.
Yeah, I think it's going to take...
Even driving.
Yeah, I think the challenge will be all this time that all these people had, it's going to go away. I think the real interesting thing is these people that are quitting, what are they going to do?
They're going to go try to hunt down a job that lets them keep that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which I think will maybe be like kind of doable now. It'll be less doable in the fall. It'll be hard as ever in the, like I think everyone's going to follow this transition.
Yeah.
Right now, you could probably find a company that would let you do it.
Yeah.
But like I even had an experience with an employee that like there was a car problem where like, oh, I don't have proper transportation. And it was like the hurdle of getting back over like fixing your car situation felt like such a daunting, because you didn't need a car for the last year. So now you got to go work out your car situation. You got to figure all that out. It's friction.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so much of those things. I also feel like a lot of people have just been fucking like watching YouTube in the background and doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Even the ones who are kind of working, you're able to like blast your fucking whatever music, you Drake all day, listen to podcasts on YouTube. In the background, you can't do any of that anymore.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the usage of all these platforms show that that's exactly what was going on during the pandemic.
Yeah, and you were
no one was
TikToking and
working.
gaming and
What was always interesting is when I was talking to like people about like IG Live and Twitch, they're like, oh, 10 a.m. is my best time. I'm like, 10 a.m.? Who's watching your shit at 10 a.m.?
Who are you talking to?
To like DJs
Twitch streamers saying that they
you're
get
saying the most viewers.
Yeah, the times
yeah,
of the
because
day.
they check in at 9 and they're work from home and they're boom, shut off their Zoom.
Yeah, they do. They do. And like I said, even giving them the benefit of the doubt, the people who are working are still blasting those things in the background. You're not sitting there next to 20 other employees not being able to make any noise.
But do you know what the problem with Gen Z and I'd say borderline millennials don't realize is the more they keep playing these games, companies are going to continue to churn profits. Mm-hmm. And they're going to realize that they do more with less and you're going to get unemployed.
Yeah.
So if you want to play this game of work from home and get on Roblox and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, companies eventually are going to be like, you know what? We probably don't need 100 employees. You probably can do the same with 80. And they're right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. But you wonder who's going to be one of the first people to do that? Starbucks, because they don't give a shit about their employees.
This is what happens when you stop tipping them.
What's going on? They're pissed? Starbucks is not treating people right? What's happening?
So there's this whole article in The Guardian talking about Starbucks employees feel like they're understaffed. I'm sure during the pandemic, a lot of these types of service businesses were severely understaffed.
Totally.
I'm sure demand was still very high. And on top of that, you add the masks. On top of that, you add probably the way customers are treating people.
They are stressful. It is like when you look inside a Starbucks, it's pretty hectic.
It is not only hectic. So I went to Starbucks Thursday morning last week.
Okay.
Because we ran out of coffee. And I told my wife, I'm like, I'm going to go run to Starbucks and just get us coffee. I order it on the app.
Okay.
Just to pick up. And then she changed her mind. So I was like, oh, can you please remake it? So I just stood outside. And I see a guy and I'm like, are you in line? And he was like, no, like angry. I'm like, okay. So then I was like, I don't want to be next to this guy.
Yep.
So I go inside and wait. And I'm just waiting. Then he finally opens the door aggressively. He goes, is that my drink? And he just walks into like their area.
Yeah.
And it was his drink, and they just hadn't put it out because there was like 500 drinks.
They went like behind the thing?
Yes. Grabbed his drink and left. And then the guy that was helping him, his name was Richard, and he goes, thanks a lot for your, for helping me, Richard, and says in a sarcastic way.
Thanks,
he's like,
Dick.
Yeah, and literally Dick. And he just, the employee goes kind of confused, says, okay. The guy storms out. Then all of a sudden he storms back in, and I was like, "Great, this is how it ends." Like I gotta be in this like white rage moment with this guy. And so,
what was his beef? It didn't come fast enough?
It didn't come fast enough. He then starts yelling at him. And then the Starbucks employee goes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to knock you the fuck out.
Oh, to that point.
Where are you going?
On Sunset?
Yes.
Sunset and what?
I'm not going to say exactly.
It got to the Sunset. What are you going to do point?
Yes. And then the guy goes, I'm going to wait outside for you for your break. I'm going to knock you out cold.
Wow.
And then,
how old was the guy assaulting Richard?
45.
Oh, still within fighting range.
Yeah.
He didn't look homeless or schizophrenic?
He may have been drunk. I mean, I could, but he was driving. He was driving. So then he goes, and then afterwards, the Starbucks employee calls the police.
Yeah.
And then this guy storms back into his car. So I was like, oh, he's leaving. And then he comes out of the car. I'm like, oh my God, he has a gun. Why else do you go in the
Why
car?
are you still there?
I get it.
Because I'm waiting for my drink.
Did you at least like do the Homer Simpson step back into the...
I was honestly just waiting for my drink.
But you didn't like maybe give some distance just in
At some
case?
point, you got to be like, I'll go to Coffee Bean.
All these stories we talk about
Coffee
people
Bean's
getting
all out of
shot.
business
All we talk about is people getting shot in LA.
He's holding the line.
Holding the line, like I want my latte.
It was a very particular order, and it took a
You were
long time to get it right.
willing to die for it.
That's why you just have to go to Alfred's.
So then, then finally, the guy comes roaring back inside, starts talking more shit, and then the Starbucks guys, police are coming, and you can talk to them. He's like, great, I can't wait till they get here. And then
my coffee was late.
Yeah, and then finally he went back in his car, and he's sitting in his car. I got my coffee. Of course, his car is like 3 cars from mine. So I like just jet to my car, grab my coffee, and fly the fuck out of
And you're out. You didn't see the outcome.
I didn't see the outcome.
You didn't see it on
Cincinnati gets an update, man, with gun at
alert.
Starbucks.
Yeah, mass shooting at Starbucks. Sheesh.
But the point being, Starbucks employees, that place is a machine.
Yeah.
Like in terms of output, like imagine if you order like my neighborhood coffee shop, I'm not going to put them on blast. But if they get maybe 5 customers an hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You order
normal coffee shops are slow as shit.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Did you go to Colombia for the beans to come back?
100%. I don't know.
They're literally like, they're 15 minutes to get your drink, 10 minutes to get a drink.
But that just makes me believe that must be what it actually takes if you're not like cranking people to the max.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So is that the problem? Like Starbucks employees are saying we're overworked, we're exhausted,
exactly.
There's people threatening to beat us up. Can you imagine?
And Starbucks are in these high traffic locations. Like you go to like Manhattan, there's a Starbucks on every single corner.
Yep.
And those people, I mean, those Starbucks are so crowded.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
You're talking like 100 people and every 15 minutes are going through there.
Because everyone has their stupid little orders.
I want a half chime with the
extra double on the upside. Round it out.
Half almond, half coconut, half cashew, half
The Starbucks I've been going to, the mobile line is 10x the regular line.
Speed?
Yeah, no, meaning there's like 15 people waiting in the mobile line, and I just walk up and get my order and leave.
Yeah.
Because I think there's reward points and other like incentives to use the mobile now. That's why people
Yeah, I know
turn to
a
it so
significant
much.
portion of their business is through the mobile app.
Yeah.
That's no
That's
question.
great.
Well, look, I think everybody, this is my only hope. I think everybody has to give everybody the benefit of the doubt for what the last year looked like.
Yeah.
Give it 6 months.
Yeah.
If they don't solve it, totally fair. But I'm guessing those people probably got taxed over the last year.
They're a friendly bunch, though, the employees.
They are.
They are.
I can't believe someone's in there trying to beat them up and go into the car to get a gun. Last night, let me tell you a quick story. Last night, I'm telling you, people are fucking nuts right now.
I told my wife the other day, we were driving down Fairfax and she honked. I'm like, are you out of your
don't
goddamn mind?
Don't do it. I'm not kidding.
Did you read about what happened in Orange County? Someone got like shot and killed for honking.
A guy cut me off on the way over here aggressively. I'm like, you do you. But I don't fucking, you're
the man.
All good. Hope that stimmy hit. Because everyone's just on edge. Last night, I live by the W, and you can kind of see the pool, and the parties have just been popping all weekend.
Yeah.
So there's a late night party, or a party going on there, not late, but party going on at the pool. All of a sudden, helicopter, spotlight on the W Hotel, everyone leave, people running in the streets. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I look at Citizen, there's a fight at the W. I look on, because one of the guys from No Jumper was there. He posted it on Instagram, and it is guys like knocking each other out into the pool. And then people have to drag like lifeless bodies out of the pool because guys are out cold at the bottom of the pool, and they have to save them. And like they're throwing chairs. The whole pool is just a
I mean,
UFC
I don't know
fight.
if you've also, it's very similar. I don't know if you're following, all these sporting events are now packed again.
Yep.
And Michael Rappaport is posting them. There is the craziest fight every day in a stadium.
No, it's nuts. There was an Astros-Dodgers game. This guy's like full-blown Logan Paul, Jake Paul style, beating the shit out of another fan on fan.
And he knocked him out cold.
Yeah, the guy at the Mookie Betts shirt.
Yes.
So these guys are just assaulting players and each other?
Yes.
And then
doesn't matter who's in line.
I'm sure you guys have seen on social media, when did people start fighting on airplanes?
Yeah,
I've been traveling my whole life.
People fighting on airplanes?
Oh my God.
It's just
Fist fights.
brawls.
In the air?
WrestleMania style.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
I'm telling you, bro.
10 people jumping on one person in the middle of a flight.
And then there you go.
I would say I've
just sit
traveled
there.
I'm on the high end of the spectrum of people that have flown a lot in 37 years.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a fight. I've never seen an altercation. I've never seen anything.
That's scary. That'd be scary in a plane.
Because if you're midair.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to lie. If I was at Starbucks, I would have stuck around just to see what the guy ended up doing from a distance.
Yeah.
A plane, I don't want anything to do with it.
No.
Trapped in that thing?
And what's interesting is I was telling my wife the other day, I'm like, we should just pretty much assume we're not going to go anywhere the rest of the summer. Because one, we can't find any place to stay anywhere we want to stay. And I think it's going to be too crazy. So someone we work with, I won't say his name, went to Palm Springs this weekend and he stayed at a hotel and he said it was with his family and he's like, it was disgusting.
Which one? The Saguaro Ace?
No, Hyatt Regency, family hotel. He said there was families. He's like, my
families are brawling?
No, he's like, my son is sitting in the kids' pool. He's like, this other 3-year-old is just throwing like big ass rocks into the kids' pool. The mom is just sitting there watching his son. I was like, why aren't you telling your kids to stop throwing rocks at all the other kids? They left. They packed. They literally, he looked at his wife and said, can we get out of here?
So
and they drove back to LA.
People just get crazier, or we're just capturing it more on social media?
No, I think
people got crazier. I think there's pent up.
And I think it's the first one's out the door. Like these are the ones that have been cooped up for too long. The first one's out the door, the craziest.
This is pent up. Everyone's got to fight.
Normal ones start to trickle
popcorn,
out.
Boom, Russell.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Everyone's got to get it all out, I think. I don't know. I think it's pent up energy.
I'm personally here for it. Makes for a great spectacle.
It is, but it's nerve-wracking going anywhere. Like, you can't honk. You can't talk. You just don't know. People are like, there was an incident in my kids' preschool where everyone just freaked out.
There's a brawl.
What, among the kids?
No, not amongst the kids. Because it's in a neighborhood and some crazy, everyone in the preschool, not me, illegally parks and blocks the freaking driveway next door. Mm-hmm. That caused, this neighbor to lose his shit and start yelling and screaming when all the kids are there. And I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah. It just feels, when things just feel tense?
Yeah.
It just feels tense like out in the world.
Yeah, it does. It feels very tense. I'm just like nervous people are going to erupt.
Can you imagine what Miami this weekend is going to be like with like fight energy?
Fight energy? Oof.
Everyone thinks they're Logan and Jake.
And then you have the crypto nerds still there. They're going to get their ass beat. This guy's going to be talking about some coin to some boxing kid. A boxing kid's going to
knock him out. For YouTube. Oh my YouTube. God. Okay. Well, listen, man. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme was IPOing.
Crazy. Krispy.
I thought
they
left for dead.
I thought they either had done it or weren't doing it at this point.
And they had, what's interesting enough is that they went private because the business was just struggling. And their sales, 23% up in Q1, but it's unprofitable.
So people were just stuck at home, just pounding donuts.
Yeah, they went bankrupt. Or they originally went public in 2000, but filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 5 years later.
Wow.
And then it was acquired by private equity firm BDT Capital, and now they're taking it back public. I mean, to see a revenue jump is pretty interesting. Like,
I wonder what they did.
Like, what is happening? I haven't been to Krispy Kreme in 15 years, so maybe 20.
I think they started offering one free donut per day if you have a vaccination card.
They did do that, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, they're obviously thinking forward. I wonder what it looks like in the stores compared to what it looked like.
Yeah, is the product offering different? Do they have like breakfast food now outside of donuts? Are they popping on TikTok?
Maybe they're popping on TikTok. I know Dunkin' Donuts made a big run on social media, sponsored Charli D'Amelio.
Yeah, I see Dunkin' Donuts on TikTok.
All right, well, good for them. We'll see. Get in early.
I don't know if I want to buy this IPO.
I don't know. It seems like it could be a Reddit thing, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a piece
It's
of
a
shit
classic
company.
Reddit stock.
Seems like it. I don't know.
I mean, I remember when we were in high school, people lined up for Krispy Kremes. That was
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
Same even where I'm from. Krispy Kreme was big. Those
I
morning
remember-
like hot signs. Is that Krispy Kreme? Or is that every donut place?
Yeah, no, I think that's there.
Where it says fresh batch.
I'm a Winchell's guy myself.
I think they're bankrupt.
Winchell's?
Oh, they exist.
Very, very scarce.
And they have a breakfast menu now. You can get an egg sando.
Maybe that's what Krispy Kreme did.
What's
Add a
interesting?
little egg sando to the mix. Go public.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? We're gonna add eggs. Let's take this thing
Let's
public.
go egg sando IPO.
But the Dunkin' Donuts, everyone loves the coffee. Right?
Yeah.
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 That's the
like
big
the
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's the thing with Krispy Kreme, like donuts have been a thing for the last like 5 years. They were definitely like the inventor of this gourmet donut space. I feel like they didn't really capitalize. Like Sidecar Donuts on Fairfax is a freaking line every day.
Yeah, donuts are hot.
Like who's eating those gourmet donuts?
People are just pigging off, man. I mean, even here at the office, like every few weeks, an employee would bring a box of donuts for the gang.
I used to eat like 3 donuts those days.
What do you think they were doing at
Sometimes
work
4.
from home, man? It's like you can do it every week.
And then
No one's
eat all
there to
12
judge.
yourself.
This is for the staff, and you're working from home alone. I got 2 dozen.
That's the discipline you have when you work from home. It's
Yeah,
like,
why would you go back to
on
the office?
Tuesday, someone brings donuts.
Yes. Why would you go back to the office? Okay, and then what about this? There was a cyber attack. This is obviously different from the pipeline
Yes.
cyber attack. Okay, so a different cyber attack targeted one of the top suppliers of beef in the U.S. This sounds like something you guys would do if you were hackers. Maybe a vegetarian vendetta. And what happened? So we just wiped out a bunch of our freaking meat.
The largest meat producer globally.
Globally, the
yeah.
single largest.
Yeah, the JBS, 5 of their biggest beef plants in the U.S., which handle 22,500 cattle a day, halting processing following a weekend attack on on their computer network.
And was this? We don't know why.
We don't know why,
Seems
but
like it would be like an anti-meat industry thing, or like
Or it could just be for a ransom.
yeah,
just for shits and gigs.
I think it could be for ransom. I think it also could be. I'm curious to see, where does beef come from around the world?
Wisconsin.
No, it's primarily U.S.
So we don't import beef at all?
I think
Japanese
we are
Wagyu.
net exporter of beef.
You know, we're not getting any Chinese beef?
Well, I think the delicacy. I don't think the mass.
No,
I mean,
not the mass.
20% of
We
the
get
supply
Wagyu.
of beef came from this plant in the U.S.
In the U.S.
There's
That's
one
pretty.
plant.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Of all beef.
Yeah.
That's big. It's a lot of beef. So, I mean, look, we'll see, or maybe we won't, but these cyber attacks are sketch, man.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're like a steakhouse, in 2 weeks, there's going to be no beef.
Where's the beef?
Where is it?
I mean, between climate change, meaning affecting just the ability to process beef and grow cattle,
Yeah.
energy consumption, I predict massive food shortages in our lifetime.
Well, not for me. I'll
Not
be
for
fine.
you. I'm saying for the
yeah.
for,
For
the,
the
world.
beef, the
It's
beef
true.
eaters.
For the beef eaters. I think there'll be plenty of quinoa and impossible.
No, I think there needs to be food tech. Like,
There
we need
is.
to-
It's
no,
happening.
but in scale. Like we can't rely on the traditional ways we grew food because whether you're vegetarian or you care about animals or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The way we make food right now is unsustainable long term.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. This isn't helping. Next up, somebody is interested in food, and that is somebody you might not expect, Mr. Elon Musk. So in between, with his spare time that he has in between rockets, rock star threesomes with supermodels, electric car industry, solar paneling, tunnels under the city,
Working with Doge DevOps.
and working
Oh,
with
jeez.
Doge DevOps, and
Do you even know what that
No, I
means?
have no
What's
idea.
a DevOps?
Doesn't matter.
and
Development
tanking
operator.
Bitcoin. Tesla has filed a trademark for restaurant services. You think this is like a market? This is like Tesla tequila, you think? I think it's like Mr. Beast burgers, Tesla tequila. I think there's just a marketing thing here.
So he was rumored in 2018. He had mentioned open an old school drive-in, roller skates, and rock restaurant at one of the new Tesla supercharger locations in Los Angeles. So
it's like a McDonald's play place.
Yeah.
You can charge your car out front.
Yes. Like,
You
I
know
guess.
this guy made a school for his kids?
Yeah.
He has a school that he made that his kids and friends' kids go to.
And there's no grades.
And he designed the curriculum.
There's no grades. They're all in the same grade, no matter what your age is.
So if you're 6 or 16.
Yes.
You're
doesn't
learning the
matter.
same thing.
It's all in the same grade.
Today we're learning this is a cow. Say moo.
It's like an 18-year-old moo. Damn it, Elon.
Damn, Elon, I think I'm 4 passes.
But yeah, like what the fuck? So now, do you think that that's what it is? A restaurant sort of where you can charge your car,
I
hang
think-
out?
I think he's just out of his mind.
That could be it too.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
why
the
is he doing
Bitcoin
a
thing.
roller rink in a drive-through food restaurant? What is he doing?
Rollers. No, it's like a traditional drive-in.
Yeah, like we're in the 50s.
Yeah.
It's like
No, I think his theory is probably from a marketing standpoint. How long does it take to charge your Tesla? If you supercharge,
I forget. An
20
hour?
minutes, an hour.
Yeah, it's not 20. It's,
but
it's an
every
hour.
Okay, so
every
then you can-
building has a charging station at this point.
Well, who's going to work?
Even
You gotta go eat.
my old ass apartment building has a charging station.
It was like not for every single car.
Anyone who wants one, it's lined up.
Okay. And they're empty.
Yeah, we're a fossil fuel building.
We like to turn on that AC, let that water run.
I mean,
Just
I
got
could
my
see
AC
it.
fixed today. Just running that thing.
I could see it once. What if this is a one-off marketing thing? That'd be great.
Yeah. It's just, but I do agree.
He
It's a
probably has a
distraction.
vision of like, this is how
I'm
food
sure.
needs to be reused.
I'm sure. All right. Well, we'll see, man. But I just do not get the time. All right. Last but not least, let's talk about the GOATs. I'm going to let you take this one away, but you came in here fresh off of an article. Did it come out today?
Yes.
In the New Yorker
Mm-hmm.
with Rich Paul,
Mm-hmm.
who is LeBron's agent. What's the highlights?
Yeah, so it was a profile basically on Rich Paul, his life, his career, and how he built Clutch Sports, which is the agency he built. And the article is incredible. He was very candid. He said things that as he should say, because he's a power broker in sports.
Yeah.
He was very honest. The two things that jumped out. So we know the Rich Paul story. He talks about it a little bit. He actually has been to our office and explained how he met LeBron. The story's actually really good. So he was wearing a throwback jersey of Warren Moon, Houston Oilers, at the Akron airport. And LeBron saw him when he was in high school and said, "Where'd you get that jersey? I'm really obsessed with it." They were both headed to Atlanta for an All-Star game. He's like, "Go to the store, say my name." And then LeBron's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And that's how their friendship started. And then he became Rich Paul.
Which I just wish you guys had been to the Akron airport. It's just to picture it, like the Akron airport is the smallest.
Is it smaller than Burbank?
It makes Burbank literally look like Chicago O'Hare.
Really?
Like literally. It's literally, it's like a sort of a rundown private airport, except there's a few commercial flights out there. They've done a lot of work just in case anyone there, they're trying to revamp it. But in those days, it's so little. So you mean you're walking through there and there's 20 total other people and one of them happens to be Rich Paul.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
And even I remember Rich, when he was in the office, said it was insane that he even flew out of Akron, because he normally would fly out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
But he found a cheaper flight, so he was like, "Fuck it, I'll go out of Akron."
Yeah, very
So the
rarely.
chance event of him choosing to fly out of Akron instead of Cleveland ultimately ended up him becoming one of the most powerful people in sports.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
So
I got to
crazy.
read that article.
The article is amazing. So the two things that stood out: one, they were like, you didn't have a formal education and all this, but you went to CAA and worked under Leon Rose, which was originally LeBron's agent. So, that's where you got your education from. He goes, "I learned nothing from CAA, literally nothing. Everything I built is because of the skills that I grew up with, had nothing to do with CAA." So he just takes a shot at CAA.
Which is probably true.
100% true. But it's just kind of
That's going to
refreshing.
be Pete in a year.
I built this company.
I learned nothing. Everything I knew I had from home.
No, but it's refreshing for Rich Paul, because most people, and he is part of UTA now. UTA bought a significant portion of Clutch. I have no idea what the transaction was, but Clutch is now part of UTA, and he just takes a shot at CAA, which I thought was refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, just be like,
spice it up.
Yeah.
I like their sort of arrogance. I mean, arrogance is such a negative connotation, but like, I like the fact that they own it.
Yeah.
You guys did it.
And then the other piece that stood out was Bill Simmons, who I listen to very often.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of his content.
He's a racist. It was a joke.
So I didn't even know this came out. Apparently in 2010, after LeBron did the decision where he said, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, Bill Simmons wrote this piece where he said it was a lack of a father figure with LeBron, and he didn't have this male, supervision to explain to him how to make decisions, is what he was basically inferring.
Yeah.
And then said, we've glorified it. He doesn't know what sports is. Sports is a marriage. You can't just leave.
But since when? Like the thing that was it just way less common in those days? Or, because as far as I know, players always jumped from team to team.
Yeah.
Players did, and players did always jump from team to team.
Where's the marriage? Who else is married?
And I mean,
Kobe only?
Yeah, pretty much Kobe and Steph. If you think about the last 25 years, it's literally them two. Yeah. And then they said, and then Rich Paul's like, yeah, that's why I don't talk to Bill Simmons. Would Bill Simmons have said this about Larry Bird? Would Bill Simmons have said this about JJ Redick? And unfortunately, the answer is no, he wouldn't have.
Yeah. And that's another, that you pointed this out before we started recording, but it's another good example of how much, like, he couldn't have said that now.
No way.
But no one even thought about it then.
I mean, it wasn't even on my radar that he said that.
Yeah. And you're a LeBron and a Bill Simmons fan. It didn't even hit the radar.
Yeah.
If you would have said that now, Bill Simmons would be demanded to be deplatformed.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd be off Spotify.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, I do think a lot of people overreact sometimes. That's pretty
because
fucked up.
It's the racial undertone of like older white guy saying, black guy, you're not allowed to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to do that. In what industry are you allowed to do that?
And because of a lack of a father?
Yes.
You're not allowed to pursue a better opportunity? I mean, look, in hindsight, was there anything but positive about LeBron doing exactly what he did?
Yeah.
Then go back to Cleveland and win again just for shits and gigs to tell Bill Simmons to fuck himself? What? Like, how are you mad at that? Now, you know what I mean? Like, that didn't age
well.
And
the thing is, it's fascinating because I've listened to Simmons for a long time, and he always takes shots at Rich Paul, LeBron in the podcast. And I always felt there was this like weird racial undertone that like, oh, it's Rich Paul and LeBron and da-da-da. And I was like, it never sat right with me the way he would talk about them.
Yeah.
Because, dude, LeBron's the NBA. Like, Bill Simmons makes so much money talking about sports because LeBron James made the sport so goddamn big.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't age well. It's like if Pete sat down here today and we said, how's your relationship with your dad? Why are you doing this? Yeah. Do you have dad issues? Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Who can move? I just, that maybe once again, that might be not me not understanding the nuance of like how sports and stuff works.
No,
but
there's
like,
nothing you need to understand because I followed sports my whole life.
So this guy simply did what he felt was best for his career. It ended up being exactly right, I think, by anyone's standards.
Yes.
And you say that type of thing, a personal shot, even if it's not any race, take out the race of anything. Taking a shot at someone's relationship with their dad because of a move to better their career?
Yeah, because you could. So who's going to say, I'll think of a parallel and Chamath leaving Facebook to start Social Capital.
Yeah, where's dad? What would dad say about this? What? Why are you trying to sun somebody so hard?
It's ridiculous.
Oh,
They're
my
a joke.
gosh. Yeah, some of those reporter things don't age well. But listen, they won by every regard across the board. And the fact that these guys came out of, like I was telling you before, like I know very well where they come from. We were very close, one step removed from each other when I was growing up in Akron. And the fact that those guys came from where they came from and, like I said, met at Akron Airport. Like, look, this is what I'm trying to say. If I was walking through Akron Airport and I saw any two people meeting, there's zero chance that those two people are becoming LeBron and Rich Paul. Right? Those meetings don't happen.
It's not the Four Seasons in Manhattan, New York City.
Man, it's not. So the fact that they came out of there and they built what they have all built, it's not just LeBron and a bunch of guys riding his coattails.
Yeah.
No. They've all became beasts.
Yeah, they're superstars.
So crazy. Okay. Well, everyone check out that article. I'm going to read it right after this. Let's talk about what we've seen on social media in the last week that everyone needs to know about.
I saw Coinbase Pro is now on board at Doge.
Ding.
Oh, it's on?
Yeah, Coinbase Pro.
You switching over?
Thursday.
You switching?
No, I can't. I don't have
Can't,
control of my coins.
He's
I don't have
Vlad.
control of
Vlad
coins.
owns his fucking
Fuck
coins.
Vlad.
No, but you wouldn't like liquidate and then buy in with the...
No,
you
I
can't.
had it
'cause
at
then you'll
4
pay
cents.
taxes.
It's at 35 right now.
Oh, you had it at 4. So yeah, you can't. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, you better hope
Will I
Vlad
rebuy in?
has your best intentions in mind.
Yeah. Well, they said they're going to eventually get control of coins. We'll see.
That's what
said that?
Robinhood said?
Yeah, supposedly. They're working on it.
That to me is like
They
one
work
of
on
the
a lot of
biggest-
things, though.
To
And
me,
then every
that's like-
time they work on something, it doesn't work when you need it to. So.
To me, that's one of the biggest deals that like no one understands who are buying those things. That like you don't really even talk about. Everyone thinks that if you buy it on Coinbase or you buy it on Robinhood, it's the exact same thing.
It's not.
No. There's one contrary. So Doge can't go to zero technically then, right? Because Robinhood has to hold a large amount of Doge no matter what because of the transactions, correct?
He's not wrong.
Not in a...
He read that on TikTok.
Yeah.
No.
Where'd you find that out?
No. Well, I thought about it
But
myself.
that's, I mean, what is not zero though is the problem, right?
Right, but they have to hold the majority stake.
0.00001.
That they're one of those big wallets
Yeah,
that
but it can
hold.
become essentially worthless. 0.00001.
Yeah, sure, they can become worthless, but it's not going to.
Got it. Okay. Hey, listen, you're betting your future on it. I'm not. All right.
See, we understand now. It wasn't all 50%. Too.
I think the real metrics are 10% opportunity, 70% Doge, and 20% party lifestyle.
Yeah, you know what? We're just going to go with that. Sounds good.
Anand, what's your scene on social?
My scene on social, I put it in our group chat that I've been spending some time on TikTok.
I noticed that you contributed to the group chat with a TikTok, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He caught the bug.
The bug, I mean, the platform's incredible. I'm not going to, it's undeniable.
Are you a CCP member yet, or?
My problem is it can make you really hate some songs.
What's the
Because
song?
every kid is doing the same dance to the same song.
What's the song?
And it's just repetitive.
Can you sing
listen
a
I
to
don't
the
even
top
know the name
100.
of these.
Can you sing a couple for us, maybe?
Something about bodega.
Ooh, yeah.
Can never hear that
I
again.
put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. Yeah. And that's what I think it was like all
Well,
in
if you
one of those podcasts. They said that all that their kids do is YouTube the 10-second lyrics to the same songs. So they don't care about the whole song.
Right.
They need to only know the lyrics for the part that plays on TikTok. And like every week it changes. It changes quickly too.
So bodega's not going to be hot in a week.
No.
Not at all.
They'll
And
convert it to
how
something
dare you?
else.
If you dare use it in a video in a week, you're a lame.
Like Dua Lipa's in the baby song, you're like, you want me, I know you want me, baby, or whatever. That was like hot for like a week.
and now
Now it's like this bodega.
That's
Now
why I
it'll
think
be-
the biggest risk, like one of the biggest benefits of TikTok is it is making stars and making records that are truly charting, but it happens so quickly. That,
Olivia Rodrigo is the top 10 right now.
well, she's a
So
top
I saw
star in the
someone
world.
post that Olivia Rodrigo is Taylor Swift meets Billie Eilish. If
Yes.
that's the case, she's
That's
the
fair.
biggest star on the
Fuck
world.
yes.
She has a
Oh,
She
she's
has
number one.
the top 10 right now.
She is right now what Billie Eilish was when her first album dropped. Like she's set up to be a star for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Easy.
Do you think President Xi is just sitting in China like, I like this bodega song. Let's make this one trend.
It's possible.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. Imagine G walking around like, I put on my jewelry just
to go to the bodega.
Run this one.
He's got like a hidden account.
Put it in the algorithm. Because that's all that happens too is those songs, if you get a hit song or a hit dance, everyone just copies it. So if you use, let's say I used a new song and I had a hot dance to it and my video went viral, there would instantly be 50 videos using that song.
So who's the original creator of the dance?
It depends, but usually it seems like it's young black women.
Yeah, it's never that white
I
woman.
didn't even mean to joke. I literally, there's
Yeah,
always,
no, 100%.
there's always young black women who are like, well, here's my dance. And it's like Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah.
And like,
So they all copy. So they just see something that's bubbling like kind of low key and then they make it big? Because everyone has the same dance.
Well, yeah.
I think
you
so-
have to
now-
do the same dance.
Yeah,
That's
I
part
think
of it.
now this is my best read. Now there's obviously a rush to sort of invent the dance. So you take the song that is bubbling, you invent the dance, and you hope the dance catches to the song. And you hope Addison Rae or Charlie D'Amelio go do it. It just seems to me, my perception is that it is usually young black dancer women who have actual like skills in like choreography who sort of create the dance, and then like all these little white girls just take it and it goes viral. And then the creator is, no matter what race or ethnicity or anything, is usually left behind, it seems like. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Charli D'Amelio is really like creating a lot of these dances or any of the big stars.
Yeah.
So I know that that's a big, like, there's a really big complaint about that. And also black creators on TikTok feel like they're being throttled. They feel like
100%.
they're purposely making it like white, like suburban
Of course.
America is TikTok.
And guess what? They have no recourse because it doesn't domicile in the United States.
Yeah, that's another big part of the problem because there's nothing you can do there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I think. Does that seem accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I had to go to the.
You think I'm gonna fucking disagree with you on that one?
Well, no, I didn't
just
know if
kidding.
I was reading it
Yes.
right or if I
No,
was
100%.
getting disproportionate information.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just glorifying light lip syncing
Yes.
and just a little hot
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because, when we grew up, karaoke was a big thing. You actually have to sing the song. Now you don't have to sing the song.
No, use your mouth.
You're ridiculous.
It's like a music video.
What do you think we are? Freaking
6 seconds.
Mariah
You need to know
Carey?
6 seconds of the world.
Yeah, come on.
Karaoke, you gotta know like 6 songs.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So what was TikTok? Oh, the TikTok and songs getting annoying was
Yes,
your.
that was my.
You can also see, if you click on the sound, you can see on there, it'll show you at the top once you click on the sound, like how many videos are being made with that sound. So you can actually spot trends.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, they did also, I will say, once again, it seems to be a little racially weighted, but there's also a lot of creators that will do like a joke or whatever, and then a big creator will steal it. Or they'll even, like the hack is you steal a smaller creator's joke, but you make it a new sound. So on your video, when people click now that it's trending, the original, it always shows you the original is yours instead of the person you stole it from. So that happens a lot too.
A lot of stealing going on.
A lot of steal.
A lot of beef. Okay, mine is, I just wanted to reiterate, mine is the Showtime 24/7 Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather. I know we kind of covered it yesterday, but go watch it. It's really good. I think pay-per-view numbers here are going to be insane. I think the spectacle of this whole thing is like, it's all anyone's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But Showtime always does a good job at like making it very cinematic and doing a good job. So that's on YouTube.
Perfect.
That's great. Can't wait.
That's it. Pete, you want to forget any shout outs for the last time or?
Yeah, there's no shout outs.
Okay.
It's best that way.
Well, the good news is with Pete leaving, your shout outs will be read.
You just go to group-chat.com and go down at the bottom menu down there. There's a shout out little section there if you need it.
There you go. Tim, do we really not have any?
Yeah, not that I have. I also don't get those.
He doesn't have access to the email. Jason does. Maybe she has Jason.
Submit online.
I checked it, but I don't think we have any.
Great. Okay. Well, that's it. Pete, good riddance.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's been a good run. We thank you for all that you've brought to the team.
Thanks, man.
We hope you can stay on top of yourself and keep some structure in your life. And if not,
You're going to get
hit us up at 30.
Okay.
Come to Run Club because you're probably fat and out of shape.
And you could probably use a job like this.
and we might, who knows?
Yeah.
At that point, there might still be openings.
You might have a new TV show called Group Chat there.
Run club photographer.
Yeah. On a Segway. Because he's just full of Costa Brava with a bad liver.
It's all we have left.
I'm just kidding. You're going to do great. You're going to have an exit. You're going to show up to Run Club in a Bentley.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys, fuck yourself.
I hope you do. I hope that day comes.
Yeah.
I hope so for you too.
Yeah.
Okay. See you later.